welcome to today's XFeed live stream. Fair warning, we might end up actually doing two streams today. I've been covering a lot, or at least bookmarking a lot from the weekend because a ton has happened. A ton continues to happen. If you haven't seen as well, the one. They call it one from Readyverse coming to the masses potentially through Ready Player One. Got some hints at Roblox, got some hints at potentially Fortnite being involved. But if you guys see anything regarding the hunt out there, be sure to let me know and feel free to tag me. So to start things off today, I want to give you what I like to do as often as I can, perspective, and this time through Charles Hoskinson.
But isn't it great that Bitcoin's almost at the all-time high again? I said, son, Bitcoin's not even close to the all-time high, because when it hit the all-time high in 2021 at whatever it was, 69,000, those were 2021 dollars. Look at inflation over the last 3 years. Probably has to hit, depending on how you count it, at least $75,000 to $100,000 to match where it was at just a few years ago. That's how much destruction of value has occurred for the money that's in your pocket.
That is a insane take in like a relatively good way, right? Like what's the thought and the realization that, hey, what's inflation been? Are we actually at the all-time high compared to what it was before? Now I want to show you the trailer for this new one, which is the genre defining AAA metaverse gaming experience with top tier IP. Do people care about the IP and all that other crazy stuff that we continue to have discussions about? Well, maybe. Bum, 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 bum. Yo, Pickle, what's going on? You want me to take the hat off? Dude, listen, my hair looks like this. Do you want the hat on or off? And don't tell me that you're buying that meme coin called Whiff, and this is your way of shilling it here, sir. How the hell are you? Yo, I'm Tolly, what's going on? And Mr. Bill Green, GM from the PM. So within this, they announced that Walker Worlds was building it, Unreal Engine, Readyverse Studios, Featureverse, etc., etc. But if we scroll back just a little bit, you can see it right over there. There is a Cool Cat that we know, the Cool Cats and Featureverse partnership in here with the DeLorean and some extra brands that we know, but also for... can I get his walk? Boom. We see the digital wearables, and this is where things are going to start getting interesting in terms of, do people actually care what they look like in the metaverse? And so we know the Reebok Impact is coming up, but obviously this is kind of the world of Ready Player One. And for anybody that's seen that movie, this stuff is, I think, really cool. If you missed the presentation at South by Southwest, I did have to read off of a teleprompter because we didn't pay for the $1,800 tickets, but we got the show that was Schiller. So very excited to see this, and one of the main reasons why I've been covering Featureverse is because I think they're going to do something that kind of eliminates the stigma around the space and creating something that people actually want. So again, kind of cool here that Walker Labs is involved with that. Here's a little bit better picture of the shoe, but what exactly is Walker World building, and what does it potentially look like for this entire world of the metaverse? Not not bad, not bad. Pickle, people care about what they like in traditional gaming. Just look at how much people spend in things like Roblox. Can you start using RuneScape as a reference, please, sir? Because I play RuneScape. I don't play Roblox, but I might have to depending on how things shape up. As I said, you're a king for yesterday. Yo, long live the revolution. Appreciate it. Hopefully, I'm curious how many people go back and watch that, especially after they show the in-person variation of that, because I feel like it'll look a hell of a lot different. Well, yo, Wind Talker, what's go? Yo, did I DM you yesterday? I meant to send you a message because I was going through like old DMs and I was like, I haven't talked to Wind Talker in a minute. I might have been totally or I got distracted potentially because I think we went out last night. We got a pizza super late because we were like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, anyway, too much info. But good to see you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Okay. So yeah, Walker World. Kind of excited to see what that looks like. Now, if you guys haven't seen, I have done some different videos with Segment and may have some other ones coming up in the future. But for potential things that you're able to do right now, they do have this XP system that we're waiting to see kind of what exactly it does. But if you're wanting to start your journey, you're able to kind of register a wallet and then mint one of these free adventurer characters. They've been yapping about, yo, do this before March 14th. This is a few days. Again, you'd want to wait until gas is a little bit lower. But if you go to segment.io, you can see that, and kind of they're building out a game with an entire platform kind of around it for making things more secure and also being able to give kind of ownership of your NFTs out and just kind of a whole new platform. And I think it's really, really cool. So again, segment.io for that. Wagman, true, Ermin, true. Born Ready Outlier Venture Spacers in 15 minutes. Okay, well, listen, I'll try to be somewhat quick then, so you guys can go enjoy that if you are. But I might actually end up doing 2 shows today, as I said off the hop, because it's been ridiculous. So CyberCons, we've had the recent move to where they are now on the Ronin network, or at least they're starting to progress that way. I'm being a big part of that. And they said that a snapshot is taken. What does that mean for you and I? Well, just more liquidity flowing within the NFT space, depending on how it goes. LeBron James, number 1, Hollow MMXX from Series 1 just sold for $60,000. Seems like Top Shot is really picking back up. And I just want you to give a little bbit of perspective again. When you're scrolling on your timeline and you have the official account, which in fact took several years to follow after I was the only I think I was the only streamer to ever get partnered on Twitch through strictly covering Top Shot for like 2 months. It's crazy. Maybe we can do it again with the Featureverse games. Except I'm already partnered, so they haven't taken that away. Disregard. Anyway, still kind of crazy that we have these accounts out there saying, yo, somebody spent this friggin' amount of money for this. It is crazy. Telly, what in the halibut is going on? Apparently, it's this digitally rare person who's been buying everything. They got the LeBron James number 1. They have the Tom Brady number 1. A 1 of 1, and then an Aaron Rodgers 1 of 1 as well. I kind of like JPEGs. I mean, do you think these are real punks? Do you think this is something different? I don't know. But did you guys know the floor price of CryptoPunks is unbelievable? Because this sold the other day and I was like, oh, 220 ETH for $1 million. Like, that's a lot, right? Obviously, that's a lot. But then you go and you check out the floor and it's 55.95 ETH or $226,000. Are you kidding me? What the hell is going on, bro? Distressed Pickle. I mentioned Roblox not because playing it or isn't fun. I mentioned it because people spent billions on cosmetic avatars. Oh, let's see. You got to move the ears a little bit. We're talking about the billions, my friggin' guy. Telly, do you think everything will go down at some point, or should I throw in all my money? Okay, so this is a great question because I have these arguments with people all the time whenever I post videos and they're like, oh, this is talking about NFTs. It's gambling. It's this, that, and the other thing. I think we have to look at things with like a certain kind of scope, okay? Because there's things that are happening that are genuinely attempting to revolutionize what's going on here. there's a lot of other things that are trying to capitalize on the fact that people are newer to the space, trying to figure things out. We were seeing all these talks, at least on my timeline. Yours might be different, of people saying, hey, I'm getting into the VC route. If there's opportunities, let me know. I'm trying not to buy NFTs. I'm wanting to get into investment rounds. And I've seen a couple of comments to those saying, well, I mean, you're kind of late for that. Like, not entirely, right? But comparatively to during the bear market and all the things that have, it seems that everything is heating up right now. And so I think we could see the market pick up overall rather aggressively, but it does come back down to the doing your own research, finding out what's something that's revolutionary or something that, you know, could have attention to it. Because I really don't like the stigma of this NFT thing is just gambling, because the idea is that you own these assets, it's interoperable, you're able to do things in a different way to help enhance what the internet is, and not everything has to go up in value. Sure, there's definitely going to be some things out there, but you know, it's kind of, you know, it's about just kind of getting familiar with the space and seeing how things go. But obviously, you guys in the chat, feel free to give different opinions regarding that. As we say, YOLO. Remember, Visa owns one. True, Visa does own a CryptoPunk. Don't throw in all your money. You won't be able to pay to put up things for sale. Yeah. So ETH gas fees is something that's brutal, because that segment thing, I want to register my wallet and then mint with those characters. But when I go to do it, most of the times it's at like $80 for gas. And I'm like, damn. Where is the 20 Gwei days? I miss those. Thursday next Monday. What the hell does that mean? Does it mean like today is Thursday and we're talking about next Monday? Probably, maybe. 10K TF's Grailed PFPs will reveal next Monday, March 11th. So is this more liquidity in the space? Is people saying, damn it, I missed out on this, or it's Jover? So let's kind of look at these characters right quick. I don't think I can make them. Oh, hold on. I lied. This is about as big as I can make them. Curious instant reactions when we're thinking about the profile picture era, when we're thinking about the utility era. Is this something that's going to be coming out right away to provide something, or is this just the high definition of quality art that we see within the space? I'm not sure how these are going to look as a PFP. I think they look kind of cool. Obviously, these are like super low resolutions of them, and we're going to see a lot more coming later. And that's supposed to be today, so we might even see some of them pop up and be live during the stream. Now, I don't know if I remember bringing this up on the previous stream. I don't think I did, but maybe there's a chance because it seems very familiar. But Justin, Jupiter's perpetual platform has generated over $30 million in fees since its launch. 70% of the fees generated go to the JLP pool. So when we had the conversation a minute ago, when you're like, oh, do I just bring it all in here, baby? Right? And you have to think about it. There is things here where 70% of 30.4 million is going into a pool that potentially could be the main exchange going forward for Solana forever. So is that something that's, revolutionizing, that's actually building something, or is it potentially just a hyped up thing for right now? Obviously, that's for you to decide. But that's, just the perspective I'd like to add. There's been a little bit regarding FaZe Banks, and I guess he got a zombie CryptoPunk, and we're seeing CryptoPunks and Grails overall move. Typically, that means that we'll see the collections follow after, but everybody is really focused on either grabbing these insane Grails or trying to ride some of the crypto hype. So Frightful FaZe, professional gamer and YouTuber Banks, traded 6 CryptoPunks for a ghoulish Grail, but it's probably nothing. So they created this probably nothing account, and it got suspended because they were like, yo, if you go to this page, like, share all this stuff, we'll give you $10,000. And the one and only Pretzels got it. We know Pretzels. I met him at NFT NYC. I don't know if he was a part of like the original cluster that minted BOAC through the Discord, but fantastic guy. Love knowing somebody that got a huge come up all over the weekend for that $10,000. And then FaZe Banks absolutely shredded on Elon. Why did probably nothing get suspended? We literally had one tweet and just launched. You guys are killing me. Can somebody help me out? All right, now we got to get into some not so great things. Not so great things. As I always try to mention, security is paramount. If you have new people within the space, to think it's kind of your obligatory, what's the right word? You're supposed to do this. Let them know about security. So Jamper's here. learning experience was just drained 19 ETH on Blast L2, approving, yes, my fault, connections to a fake Block Games impersonating page. We'll get into a kind of a whole debrief about what Block Games is, but as soon as it popped up, I hit accept, and my brain processed 19 ETH as approval, but it was instantly drained and gone. I'm extremely lucky that the vast majority of my ETH on Blast is in dApps. However, I wish there was a way to delegate or not have to hold native BETH in our wallets. Touching all these apps just cost me $80,000. The amount of people that are just like going crazy in the space right now, and also like being like super honest about like how much they're spending. There was somebody the other day, or maybe it was this morning, that said they were going through OK Exchange, and it was like ETH to Solana, and they were like, yeah, I put $100,000 in and the transaction got frozen. And I'm like, man, people are just totally chill with letting you know all of the goods. And if you remember, way back in the day when Bored Apes first came out, basically the utility for them, just to show how far we've come, the utility for this is the fact that we had a bathroom where you could go and put a single pixel on what ended up being this. I think they changed the time cooldown, but on the first couple of days, there was these images that were starting to form. A lot of people ended up giving up on it, and then a lot of other people really went all the way through to create this. And so this is kind of like iconic of one of like the first ways of showing what the Bored Ape universe was kind of all about in that regard. Just well balance and allocate risk accordingly. Any token can nuke. Prepare to never be eliminated by one position. Windtalker, am I just too poor? I don't know what 19 ETH feels like. I mean, dude, 19 ETH? Think about way back in the day compared to now. That's insane. Do I know the Dimension Project? I've heard a little bit about it, and I thought the Pudgies got like an airdrop for it, but I'm not super well versed, if I'm going to be honest. So the other day we highlighted, I think maybe twice, two of the videos from Based AF, and it shows the Metaverse character kind of there, but this is kind of just like a behind the scenes of how those are recorded, and I thought you'd find that really cool to be able to see in the, you know, the people making an attempt to really be within the Metaverse. Alert! Shut up and read. Gated. If you approve across to Farm Block, you are giving access to your entire X account, including the ability for them to not only make posts for you, but to read your MF and DMs. Read that again slowly. Don't be an idiot. Use a burner account if you have to. So this has given me major vibes of the exact same thing that we just had happen with Portal, where now my entire feed is just chilling this shit, and I feel like I'm gonna have to block the word. But it's crazy because I think on Friday's show I tried to highlight like, yo, everybody's making a comment about how when you access or authorize your X account, it gives permissions for literally everything. Oh my goodness, hold on. There we go. I think I skipped ahead a little bit too much. So what is Block? Why is everyone talking about it? The whole timeline is being taken over by Get Block Games farming right now. Is it worth farming? I'll explain everything about Block in this thread and you can decide. Okay, listen, here's a thread. I'm ready to be educated. Why does Block exist? Get Block Games has a large and active community of 50 million monthly users. So why are they touching Web3? What? They allow players to earn real-world rewards for providing value information and feedback to game developers, like your literal DMs. Is that what they're saying? Players get rewards, developers get player growth. Everyone wins. 4 ways to earn Block: soft staking their DICE NFT, download their app and complete challenges in their supported games, pre-sale allocation guaranteed with the DICE NFT. There is also lucky rules which don't guarantee a spot for pre-sale, and Twitter farming is the next tweet. Oh boy. You get social points for tweets mentioning Block and Get Block Games, and or if you interact with other people's tweeting which mention either of those two things. There is multipliers for completing an account, influencer status, and holding a DICE NFT. So this goes back to a thing that I said the other week about what is going on with these referral codes. Is it just kind of Web3 and X? We've kind of slowly started to eliminate the spam accounts, so people just, you know, having those random phishing links or just random tags of 100 billion people for some random post. And now we're just getting referral links left, right, and center. And people are smart enough to realize, hey, if we can just make every single thing you do, even if it's a tiny little percent, going back, these people are going to go out and do that. You know what I mean? These people are going to go out and do this. God, the games on block are terrible, though. Just those shitty ad filler junk games. Well, that's another thing. Everybody's saying that they have all these billions of downloads and it's great. And I'm like, I don't know who's playing them, and like they're getting all this ad revenue from videos being watched, but like who are the players from it? Because I don't know any of them. So yeah, the strategy: get a group of friends who you farm together with, interact with each other, and gain points. Okay, listen. So Nifty Island, you can kind of do that too with people like hanging out on your island, but I feel like just spamming each other in the comments. So I don't know. Just kind of an update. If you see block games, that's what some of the goodies are about. Project Gray event capacity has increased for Doodles. Registration will automatically include a +1 for all OG holders. This immersive gallery experience will offer a first look at the creative development of our upcoming release, redacted on 4/4/24. This is the last post in the thread. So I guess Doodles is launching another collection. They're doing something intriguing. I am not sure, but if you're in NYC next month, then, and you have to have a Doodle. That's the thing. You have to have a Doodle to be able to make that happen. Now, I've been high on nodes in general, and we are seeing kind of an uptick, to be honest, ever since Gala started going nuts over the weekend. If you haven't seen, let's talk about it right quickly, because out of absolutely nowhere, this thing just started to rip. If we go back a month, I mean, we're up 200% on this. It's crazy. Yo, Fire Badger, what's going on? Like, this is crazy. And so there's a lot of people that have been earning from these nodes, and we've seen with the high chain nodes, a lot of people are jumping into that. And now, as we mentioned Portal a few times, Portal looks like they're doing nodes as well. Nodes collect on and off chain data from games, decentralizing ownership and access back to you. As we onboard millions of gamers into the ecosystem, Portal will generate significant insights, helping games build the worlds and yada, 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 yada. So I'm kind of like, I'm doing the Seeker nodes with Silo, and then we have the Gala node, and then, we're not going to talk about the Lux Labs nodes because that didn't work out. But for these ones that are offering nodes, basically, from my understanding, is that you, at least on Gala, I had to pay for like a virtual server. It's like $30 a month, and then it just generates token. But the way that like the sales for them work is that like after each one sold, the price of Gala that you need to be, the amount of Gala that you need to purchase a node goes up. So a node costs like 126,000 right now. And this is over, the span of like what, 2-3-ish years. That's how much it's grown. We're not able to sell these nodes yet. And so the big kind of caveat to that, the DAO is voting on being able to sell them. And I think that's going to be very interesting. But as we're seeing the token going up, then those kind of revenue aspects are more viable, and goes back to, okay, are we getting kind of cool pictures and NFTs, or are we getting something that's trying to build a little bit more? But yeah, are Gala nodes still viable? Not to buy right now, but if you have one, yes. I signed up to get a Portal node, but haven't heard anything. Okay, so the node is a sign up, or you have to buy it? What do you mean by that, Buffalo? And if I said anything that I missed in the chat and you guys are wanting me to go over it, feel free just to bring it up again, and I'm happy to. Apologies, sometimes I go on rants. Okay, so the other point with this is meme coins firing up on Say. And V2 mainnet hasn't even launched. Can't wait for some proper dexes and not just Astroport. So the perspective here, when you really take a step back, you know what I mean? Like, you take the hat off, you're like, okay, listen, this looks all right. We got a little bit of grease going. Can we go out in public? Kinda. Yeah, no, I'm just a clown, so I'm going to say it. Everything that people are doing on chain is just meme coins right now. I think, listen, this might be a crazy take, and why I don't know if I'm going to go out there and tweet all this, right? But for Blast, everybody that won the Blast competition, every single one of them was like a dex of some sort, some extra leverage trading, and that's literally it. Right? It was like maybe a couple games within there, Captain and Co. being one of them. For Say, you have these NFTs, so you have the token, but you have the image attached to it, and there's not a whole lot other that you can do on these chains. And so, we kind of keep going down this list, and it's like, all right, for Solana, is there any games out there? Well, there's a handful, but what do people really know right now? Well, the meme coin season is kicking off. And so at what point do we see the evolution of people just going and using these things for DeFi to having extra rationales for using it, if you will. Too soon on the Look Labs. Still fresh wound. Who is old enough to remember Looks Lab did a live Barker Brothers bingo game? What was I doing? Sheesh. I bought Portal at $4 and now it's like $2. Wait, Portal got all the way up to $4. Holy, what's the market cap on that? There's a form to fill out right now for eligibility, I guess. Okay, interesting. People are fish. Everyone is here for round 2, it seems. Yo, Dozo, good to friggin' see you, pal. Long time no see, but yeah, it does seem that way. And listen, my perspective, maybe, from the last time that we chatted, my perspective might be a little bit different and not as crazy as I was before. So I know that we went over block games a second ago, but I mixed up my tabs. So quickly here, Adam giving his perspective on kind of using get block games and I guess shilling for block token. I downloaded a terrible mobile game with 1 billion ads to complete my profile. I'm now playing it in an attempt to earn credits so I can spend my raffle tickets to try and earn an NFT that give me more credits. All the while I'm asking myself if this is really any stupider than any other things I do in crypto. And sadly, accepting the answer is no. No, it isn't. I need to reevaluate my life. So Buffalo, you're right. Seems like it's just a bunch of billion ads, but people are doing what they can for getting those tokens. Normies have no idea what the BTC halving even is, or that it's in 40 days. We are going so much higher. I'm curious if you're willing to share how many people from your normal life have reached out, or have you had discussion? It doesn't even need to be them reaching out, but you having discussions with them about what's going on. I would say for myself, 2 to 3. And like before, there was like a fair amount of conversations back in NBA Top Shot. Like we're talking like 50 plus. But like right now, I would say it's about 3. Telly, you're saying none? Really? 3 here for Divine? Okay. Do I suggest you cash it? I mean, listen, that's totally up to you, right? But I think one of the things that I've learned is like looking at the market caps of like some really high things, what's the likelihood of that to move compared to some of the low market caps? But again, a lot of things are attention, etc. You guys need to tell me to put my hat on. My hair looks ridiculous. I am a clownfish. I'm Tolly, 0. No cap, brother. No cap, brother. 1, long live the revolution. A fire badge or none. No one wants to ask me about crypto because I won't shut up. Well, so are people not asking because there's a stigma around it, or because they're not interested? I mean, because I think when you have conversations with people about the space, some are like, I dabbled in it before and it went horribly. So a personal perspective, I had a friend that I was pretty close to, and they were like, hey, there's this shit coin. It's going to be great. I know the dev. And so I bought it. And immediately, everything was like, nope, this is bad. That's horrible. They rugged it. They're doing some other thing. They're attempting to do something else. I'm like, why the hell did you just tell me to get into that when there's literally nothing? And so for myself, right, when I usually talk about these things, I'm usually kind of more negative about like the meme coin season and all that kind of stuff. And I hope you guys are aware of that. And it's a totally viable realm. But my first experience with it was horrible. And so I have this like huge negative connotation to it. But then when you think about like the broader scope of the people that haven't even touched crypto or maybe got in a little bit within the NFT craze before, how does that look like? Again, not financial advice. Really? Still not many people in crypto, in my opinion. Got to go because I don't talk to people. Oh, you're funny. Now's a good time to get your ROI if you didn't get back in 2022. Other than that, don't say. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to me. Okay, hell yeah, pickle. IGN posted trailer for Visit Open trailer. Read the comments about people commenting. Yeah, it's an NFT game. Wow. See, it's funny because when I was doing the stream yesterday and we were reading off the teleprompter. I realized afterwards, because you guys in the chat were like, do a root ad. I'm like, what do you mean like a root ad? Like, what the hell is a root ad? And apparently I turned my brain off there. I was like, oh, you mean the game is like made on and okay, I get you. And I was like, people were wanting that, right? Because it's like, oh, people could have interest, they could buy it. But at the same time, the team's been talking about how like 1% of people going to know about it. There's a stigma here. Like, we don't even need to mention this aspect. And then we have the other group being like, shill the coin, shill the coin. Your name's the friggin' shiller, shill the coin. And you know what I mean? It was great. So I thought that was kind of humorous, but I mean, it is something where there's still a lot of negativity from the world on the outside. I haven't fact checked this at all. So if anybody wants to just like pwn me here, feel free to do it live. But breaking, BlackRock now holds more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is at 193,000 Bitcoin and BlackRock is at 198,000. Why is that interesting? MicroStrategy accumulated all their Bitcoin in 42 months, while BlackRock accumulated it in 2 months. Oh my goodness. So first the God purchase at Cube HQ. So 1.7. So we're talking like almost, what is that? Is that not almost like 7 to 8K? Just casually in the club. Just know this guy's got like $10,000 on his phone if you can end up stealing that from him. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I've said this a few times. That's actually probably the biggest fear that I have when you go out and you tell everybody like, oh yeah, I do these things, or people start like referencing it. Like I was on a trade once. We're coming back from like a Blue Jays game. And for whatever reason, this guy next to me just started talking. I had like random people talk to me. I don't know if it's like I got a friendly face or like a face for radio, and you guys like making that joke. But somehow we got talking about like NFTs, crypto, and he was in like some of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life. But it's like, man, that guy knows that I'm in this space, has no idea what like my portfolio or anything looks like. But then you see these things, you're like, once, you know, some of these are more recognizable than others. I'm curious how that goes over time. Michael Saylor is going to be looked at like a god. So here's a weird take from Fred. Maybe the future of Bitcoin is really just an asset held in ETFs and rarely moved on chain. It's possible. Maybe the future of Bitcoin is really just an asset held in ETFs. So it goes back to the notion, all right, is crypto here to give you a different option than the dollar? Is it just simply an asset right now and it turns into like what gold is? And that's why Peter Schiff is shilling Bitcoin ordinals that are gold or whatever the hell they are. Breaking, Kevin Rose liquidated everything tonight. Didn't even bother to renew his ENS names, instead just sent them to a burner address. What? Okay, so I guess the guy has taken a lot of heat. He did a space earlier today. I need to go back and like, I don't know if I'm going to clip it. Maybe we'll just do like a stream where we like listen to it, because for historical reasons, it's pretty crazy what happened. For anybody that doesn't know, Kevin Rose was a big known person kind of from the outside that came into NFTs similar to Gary Vee, sold a whole bunch of NFTs, a whole bunch of drama happened, not a whole lot got done, and then a big corporation bought him out, and now he's doing some other gig. But if you want to get more specific, how to be Kevin Rose in 5 easy steps. Raise $75 million for pixelated birds because your VC buddies will sweep. Number 2, have people stake the birds for fanny packs. Make the project CCO after people paid 5 to 6 figures for the NFT. If people don't know, basically it's just like licensing rights where it's kind of like open use for anybody. And there was people that did have deals for their moonbirds on merch to get royalties, yada, 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 whatever, dividends, and that ended up getting rugged. Sell the project to Yuga after not doing anything for 2 years, and gracefully floor all your NFTs and burn your ENS names, successfully exiting the space. Whoa, what an unbelievable end to that saga. Remember when athletes and celebrities were open to talking about NFTs and crypto? You had people that were like, yo, I want my salary in Bitcoin. You had different individuals changing their profile picture. I think Josh Hart was an ape at a point. As an example, got another one here. Darius Garland wearing a Satoshi shirt. Maybe they're getting a little bit more comfortable because crypto is in. Will this happen to your bank account one day? PS5 owners lose access to hundreds of games as digital purchases wipe from their accounts. So this goes back to the ownership mantra. Do people care? How's this thing? Oh, listen, it's older. It doesn't matter. A couple years ago, I don't play them anyway. Well, then you're like, hold on, wait, so that's on my gaming system? Well, that's kind of the way that the banking system works too. How do I even know? I mean, I got to go in when they're open. I got to have a card, password. How do you actually own anything? It's a good question. Good question. With the founder of Doodles and all-around Web3 legend, Pants Poopy, I don't reckon name, purchasing kitty number 95 yesterday, the CryptoKitties founder's floor is now over double the ape floor and one kitty away from flipping punk. So I guess there was these founder CryptoKitties that ended up selling for like over $100,000, and these are the two that are left on the floor. So the question that I proposed to you a few weeks ago was, do historical NFTs matter? This would very much lean heavily into the yes, they matter category. Fact check, Solana does more daily transactions than all of these chains combined. This is a couple days ago, but we have Solana at 24 million, Tron at 5.6 million, Polygon at 5.1, BNB 4.9 million, Sui 1.5, and Ethereum at 1.2 million. A whole bunch of 100. That is interesting. Now, I want you to think for a second. Imagine if Ethereum didn't have the gas fee problem. Where would it be in comparison to Solana? Because I think most people are completely avoiding Ethereum because of that gas. But shows how much of a lead here Solana has while offering a lot of the similarities. Now, if you want to go down memory lane here, I'm going to try to go in the furthest part of your NFT journey from the early days, remembering there's a war of penguins in the north. Jon Snow. Make no mistake, they have wanted pudgy penguins dead from day one. What the hell are you talking about? Back on August 14th, 2021, Pranksy swept 102 party penguins where the floor was upwards of 0.3 ETH. Because pudgies were pumping and Pranksy had a bag of the other and was like, I am putting my foot down. Everybody that followed got completely wrecked. They got completely wrecked doing this. Yo, Nick, what's going on? So, shows the mantra, and I guess like perspective for anybody that's new is, there's people that make great moves, right? Where Pranksy bought like 1,000 apes as they were minting out. Arguably best NFT move in the history of ever. But at the same time, put a whole bunch of capital in something else that didn't work. So, it's cool to follow everybody out there. When we talk about things, I'm going to do things hella friggin' wrong. I'm going to do a couple things right. But the whole reason I'm doing this is to continue to emphasize do your own research. Let's learn about things together and, maybe capture some history as it was. Speaking of history, a day ago, on March 9th, Solana was $17. The Pranksy rocks were trash. True. Big time true. So if you bought Solana a year ago, look how much you would be up. That's insane. Yo, Castell. What's going on, brother? Yo, listen, if you guys don't know, Castell's working on some goods. We'll talk about it when it's a little bit more, cooked up, if you will, because we like chefing in the morning. We might order some Greek food today. You know what I mean? Got a little bit of chicken kebab, potatoes, get the tzatziki sauce. Yeah, not bad. But anyway, back to our cooking of crypto plays here. Damn, man, buying Solana a year ago at $17. Sheesh, you'd be up insane. Okay, so what the hell happened over the weekend and why was everybody buying Matt Fury NFTs? The official Pepe generative PFP collection from Matt Fury dropped yesterday. It was a public open-ended 24-hour mint that just closed. You were allowed to re-roll your traits as many times as you wanted for free while the mint was open. The boys and I stayed up buying at mint price and playing the free lottery trying to curate our Pepe collections all night. Friend ended up rolling one of the best and just sold it for 4.7, 78x in a few hours. What? So here's what it is. It was a... I guess similar if you ever did the Zunks. Did anybody do the Zunks mint where you it just like rolled a bunch of traits and decided like on the fly what yours was going to be? It seems like this was the exact same thing. But going down, you can see some of these other ones here where it's like a red hood with nothing. It's for whatever reason, this one went for 11.11 ETH. Oh my goodness. And then this other one here that was kind of a skull that was just a blank head. This one went for 9.6. And this is some of the other things. You might have seen them before where they had like every few days a different collection. I think they were like 0.01 mints, nothing that was too insane. But looking at how ETH is done, these guys are probably absolutely cooking. What that not buying anything 1 year ago? Yeah, I'm Dolly. Can we speak a little bit of English in here, my friend? Are you talking about Solana at $17 or something different? And McDonald's have revealed their latest set of uniforms featuring a new casual style. I don't know, but I feel like going to McDonald's with the guy wearing a beanie behind the counter would probably be like a little strange. Or, I mean, even rocking the bucket cap. I mean, listen, I don't mind bucket caps. I got one over there from the Bored Ape Festival do, right? But these are an interesting bunch of characters for the clothing choices. Whoever does that, but the food choices as well. Yeah, you're right. If you bought anything 1 year ago, you'd be, true. But I mean, would it be as much as wow? I mean, ETH wasn't like a 10x or plus. But I mean, either way, yeah. You're right. Wind Talker, they already got a raise making $20 to $25 an hour. Now they get casual Fridays. That's the thing we love to see. Okay, so I had like another like maybe 50 plus more bookmarks of things to go to, but we might end up doing another show later today, or we can cram it all in tomorrow with the other things. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure to drop a like for me. We've been getting like 10 to 15 plus likes on average for these. So I'm hella appreciative of that. We're going to be trying to cook these more, and I'm really trying to pay more attention to curating the right thing. It feels that we are really starting to ramp up. When we did that Futureverse coverage of South by Southwest yesterday, we had like 1,000 viewers on X for it. It was pretty crazy and just kind of shows that the market is really truly heating back up. And for anybody that's new and checking this out for the first time, I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully you'll stick around because we got a lot more cooking to do to see what the space has to offer. But diamonds, yes, I don't know if you're referencing Magic Eden or just some cool diamonds you're going out there and picking up, but Magic Eden, we are expecting the retroactive rewards for ETH users on the 13th. My mind says maybe 15th, but I'm pretty sure it's the 13th, so that's in like 2 days. And so does this open up that whales market where people are going to be able to trade the points? Is this something that people are going to just hold on to and really start getting their full breadth of what Magic Eden offers? Because speaking personally, I'm still generally, whenever I'm like going to look at NFTs, I haven't used Magic Eden almost at all. Still go through Blur, still do OpenSea to look. I'm not buying anything really right now, but does that retroactive drop finally change kind of, the rotation that I do? Because apparently it takes like 28 times of doing something before it becomes habit. And so that's what they're attempting to break. But guys, I appreciate that. Today's been amazing. Again, we might be back a little bit later because there's been so much news. But with that said, appreciate the hell out of you. We'll talk soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.